Mr. President, the Internal Revenue Service already knows how much money that you make. Now, they want to know how much money you spend as well. The Biden administration and congressional Democrats have proposed a dangerous new requirement on banks to report every transaction on accounts over $600, every single transaction. It is couched as an effort to catch tax evaders and pay for the $3.5 trillion spending package. But this isn't about making sure the wealthy are paying their fair share. This is about a power grab over the American lives of the American people in an attempt to pay for the government's $3.5 trillion bust back broke plan. And this proposed plan also is going to hire 87,000 new IRS agents to create the financial police state with the mission of overtaxing and criminalizing ordinary Americans who don't have the resources to fight back in court over ordinary transactions labeled suspicious by the executive branch. The exact wording of the proposal published by the Treasury states that requirements would apply to all businesses and all personal accounts from financial institutions, including banks, loans, investment accounts, with the exception of accounts below a gross threshold of $600. This means that every time your family makes a purchase, goes on vacation, gets paid, the IRS is going to know about it. Paying for rent, making a car payment, cashing a check. If you haven't been paying to this, well, you ought to be. In a letter sent to Congress last month, 23 state treasurers and auditors called the Biden policy one of the greatest infringements of data privacy in our nation's history. The American Bankers Association said these new reporting requirements will create unnecessary and expensive burdens on banks and raise the cost of tax preparation for small businesses, but more importantly, they raise serious questions about our customers' right to privacy. This proposed overreach isn't just unnecessary, it is also incredibly dangerous. This would give the federal agents new sweeping powers to snoop in on your family's personal finances. The proposed plan will seriously put your financial information at risk. For example, the IRS experiences 1.4 billion cyber attacks every year and has dealt with multiple data breaches. Giving these bureaucrats even more financial data only puts American families more at risk. These proposed rules would also be a major burden on our local banks, credit unions, and financial institutions. Compliance costs for banks would run into the billions of dollars. For new technology, computer equipment, software programming, new staff, big banks could probably afford this, but our local banks cannot. It is simply more overregulation and strangulation of our economy for no viable reason. So why would the Biden administration continue to push this? What is the reason for making such a dangerous overstep? Well, they say that it's about targeting high-income tax dodgers. But the effect of this overreaching policy is more likely to target Main Street families and small business owners than trust fund babies and hedge fund managers. The IRS's investigation track record spells this out. A 2017 report by the General Inspector for Tax Administration found the IRS Criminal Investigation Division regularly violated citizens' rights and ignored their due process requirements. Retail, wholesale, service, restaurants, other small business will be the prime targets of the IRS bank seizures and account freezing. And in the end, it will be less about investigating any real tax violations. These investigations are less about collecting tax from the wealthy and more about interrogating our small businesses. The reality is that all of this is about the Biden administration's massive tax and spend agenda. It is about more power concentrated in D.C. It is less about freedom, it's about less freedom, less privacy, and less opportunity, and more about the intrusion, more overreach, and more big government.